Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Make up your mind. That is what I would like us to consider today. Make up your mind. As a son of God, you are finding yourself living in an environment that can be sometimes hostile to your faith, unwilling to accept the choice that you make, unfriendly towards the principles by which you choose to live. But today, let us consider the significance of our choice, the significance of our status. And we say to each other, I say it to you, and you say to me, make up your mind. I want to center our consideration around the Old Testament character called Daniel. And in Daniel 1, we read this. But Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine. Who exactly was Daniel? And how did he come to make this decision? As the story goes, Daniel lived in Judah, a Jewish state, and the emperor of Babylon, who was expanding his empire, raided Judah, captured the king, took away some of the more special people in Judah, and took them back to Babylon. They were captives. They were in exile. They were under the leadership of a foreign king. And Nebuchadnezzar, this king, he decided that he wanted an elite group of these Jewish people to work for him. Because again, it is about the expansion and the success of his kingdom. And so he ordered that the best of the noble guys from Judah, the best from the palace, the royal family of Judah, that these people be selected and that they be put in a special academy for 3 years. And during those 3 years, they were supposed to be given the best of everything, to train them, to orient them, to bring them to a place where they would be measured up to a special standard to work for this king. Well, one of the features of their training in this academy was that the king chose special food and special wine that these guys should partake of. And this was all part of the education process. This was all part of the training process to get them up so that they would look good, they would be smart, they would be energetic, they would be the best. But in the midst of that, we read that Daniel chose not to eat the king's food. Why? Daniel was committed to his Jewish identity. And part of that identity was locked up in his religion, that as a Jewish man, he should not eat food that was offered up to idols. This was a big decision, but Daniel decided that I will take the training, I will cooperate as much as possible, but on that one thing, I am committed. Daniel was not going to compromise his principles, not because he is in a foreign country, not because he is away from his homeland. Daniel chose not to compromise. That Daniel was courageous. Daniel realized that he was taking a risk by not eating the king's food. But Daniel chose to stand on his ground. After making that decision, things worked out well for Daniel. When the time came for them to be examined, Daniel and his guys, they were the most outstanding. They looked good, but not only did they look good academically, they were superior to others who ate the king's food. Otherwise than that, they were smart, efficient, and the king was impressed. And what was the result? They were commended. Daniel and his friends were commended for their choice, and they were given top positions in the king's cabinet. My friend, many times we will find ourselves in situations where our faith is challenged, our decision to serve God is challenged. But let us choose to be like Daniel, that we will stay committed, we will not compromise, we will be courageous, and know full well that God will commend you for your choice. Today I say to you, make up your mind. God bless you.